I'm Gloop.
And I'm Kay,
And this is the Sweet Aisle.
where even the simple task of choosing sweets takes an hour and multiple tangents.
All while our poor friend is telling us, just pick something! So let's see where our brains take us this time. Are we looking at you having a wash, Solomon? I am sorry. Oh, your paw just... No, I just like how the paw was subtly then on the remote.
Yeah.
No, I'm not cleaning myself, I'm watching TV.
No,
Not
he's
looking.
cleaning himself and watching TV.
I wish I could do that. Have a TV in the shower.
I mean, you could.
Safely.
I mean, you could. There's such a thing as a diver's telly.
Yeah, but I don't have a few however many hundred or thousand quid to get one.
Yeah.
To then have BNC connectors, not a HDMI connector. And nothing runs off BNC except for in the professional world.
I'm
Well-
sure you can get adapters.
I've worked with BNCs. I don't like them because I cannot manipulate them.
Well, they're designed to be awkward to maneuver so that you don't knock them by accident.
Yeah, it's like a little peg thing and you got to lift it off the peg because
Yes.
you don't want somebody tripping over it. However, luckily the desk was huge, but I did get caught on one of the cables
Oh no,
and I pulled the monitor a bit.
that's not ideal.
Whoopsie. It's good fun though. It's interesting learning about how TV gets from point A to point B.
What was the thing you wanted to save till we were at the podcast, by the way? You went to say something earlier and said, no, I'm going to leave it for the podcast.
Damn.
Knife.
Oh yeah, knives.
Knife. Yes, it was to do with knife.
The tweenies.
Yes, you did mention.
Were you aware that they made about 20 or so shorts of about 5 minutes long?
Wouldn't surprise me.
It was called Be Safe with the Tweenies.
Yes.
And one of them was called Knives. So being safe around knives.
Uh-huh.
The whole episode, it was apparently not allowed to be broadcast. And it's been found again and been put on YouTube. Which is nice. I can understand why it was pulled though.
I mean, so can I.
Well, the message is good and the way they do it is good. Basically, Jake comes back from the dentist.
Of course it's Jake.
He's the youngest.
He's also an idiot.
Oh, I know. Jake comes back from the dentist and the other three have just performed a little play about King Arthur. And Milo is telling Jake about it and Jake is going, oh, I want to join you in a sword fight kind of thing. So he walks around the play centre looking for something that could be a sword, a toy sword.
A knife.
And they randomly walk into the kitchen by themselves. I think that'll be a major health and safety thing these days.
Yes.
Letting a 3-year-old wander around the kitchen. And then they look on the chopping board and go, oh, look, this would be cool. It's shiny. It's kind of looks like a sword. Let's do that. Runs out the kitchen, waving it. But the funniest thing is, they all look like he's holding an explosive. They all literally stop frozen dead, like, oh, dun, 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 kind
Kid
of
with
thing.
a knife.
But it's like, it seemed like an overreaction. It seemed overdone. It's understandable why they did it again, to kind of emphasise the point. But what was actually the weirdest bit about it? When they introduced the episode, they kind of say what the theme is. And it wasn't knives, it was knives!
Okay.
Really positively. And then at the end, they kind of do a custom little song. I can't remember the tune, but it's literally knives, 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 knives. And I'm like, this sounds way too positive. It's kind of bordering, not endorsing it.
Mania?
It's like saying, it's fine kind of thing.
Oh.
That's the tone it gives off rather than, don't run with knives, kids. It was, yeah, don't worry, run with, yeah.
Don't run with knives unless you feel really confident about it.
Yeah, it was weird. I'll have to try and find the clip and show you later on. It was just the weird knives, and it was like, wait, what the heck? There's also another one I watched of this channel, and it was the remake of Brum.
Yeah.
Because you had the 2 series in the 90s,
Mhm.
and then it came back for 2 series in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And Brum's Airport Adventure. Have you seen that one?
Nope.
Yeah, there's a moment in it that made me go, what? Basically, 2 robbers steal the big star of the big town, Yeah, that's their wording of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Steal their jewels, which look like they came from Blackpool Pleasure Beach or whatever the
Like
pleasure
some
beach.
proper
Like
costume jewellery.
plasticky and budget was spared.
No expense was spared.
That's the one. And so the two robbers nick it. They get on like one of the trolleys. They approach a bunch of stairs, and they go down the stairs.
Yeah.
Brum approaches the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
opens his doors, and literally glides down like a bird.
I mean, good for Brum.
I was like, Brum can fly? And the weirdest one, the plane's going down the runway.
Mm-hmm.
Brum is outpacing it. So Brum is
Actually,
potentially
that's-
going Mach 1
No, not on the runway.
to take off.
Yeah,
You need to approach Mach... Is it Mach 1
not
to take
even
off?
close.
They say Mach something. I don't know much about airplanes.
It shows. Mach 1 is like the speed of sound. If a plane got that fast on the ground,
Don't they-
it would like
Okay.
shatter the windows of the airport.
Fair enough.
It doesn't get anywhere near that fast.
I have seen a couple of videos where they say that, and it's kind of... It determines a speed they've hit or something. I don't know. I have watched a couple of aviation channels, like the case of MH370 and all of that, and
Fair enough.
their sad demise. But in terms of what things mean, not a clue.
You do get up to a fairly decent speed at takeoff, but nothing that a decent car couldn't outdo.
But it's only a tiny little toy
Like-
in scale.
I do appreciate
Yeah, with
that.
his little tin wheels.
Brum, not a decent car,
No.
shouldn't be outpacing a plane. It's not quite as unbelievable as the feat you're making out.
Yeah, it's just like crazy to watch those. I get it's for under fives and there's a bit of fun,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm watching it growing up and kind of going, okay, this reboot is...
Wild.
And he got his own theme tune as well, like brum brum da 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 da, and everyone around the town's dancing and joining in.
Oh god, I hate it already.
Yeah, whereas in the 90s version, he just trundled up the hill.
To be fair, as an adult, I hate the 90s version as well. Not as much.
No, the 90s version was it was more believable,
Yes.
but still,
Stupid.
yes. Whereas the 2000s version, it was like,
It was just stupid.
what were they on when they came up with
Drugs.
these ideas?
They were on drugs.
Was it like the magic roundabout is rumoured the creator was...
On LSD.
Yeah.
Which I can 100% believe.
Same. It also would understand why it came up with this somewhat irritating tune, but it's fine for like 2 seconds when you first hear it, then you're like, oh god, turn it off. Do 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 do, and I'm like, stop. That's as far as I get. I'm like, I've had enough. Stop.
I don't find it as bad as you.
Yeah, I think it's more because I'm good at getting songs stuck in my head, and I know if I listen to more, that's it. I'm doomed for the day.
Yeah.
Are we all watching Solomon watching out the
yeah.
window?
Yeah,
We're
pretty
just
much.
Staring at the key.
The cat is very distracting and we are very distractible.
Sorry, we're being distracted by pussy.
Aren't we
Oh,
always?
stretching.
Oh,
Oh,
that is a stretched pussy.
that is part of the design.
We're having this conversation again.
Wait, we've had this conversation
You have
before.
had this conversation about stretchy pussies, yes.
Fair
Have
enough.
we?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently so.
On air.
Oh, wonderful.
Really?
Yes.
We're repeating.
But then
It's not
again, we don't
surprising.
remember what we say to each other half the time.
No,
Surprising, we are rather obsessed with pussies.
they're very cute.
I wish we could, like, stretch in them kind of poses. Because it looks so good to stretch your back like that.
It is not as good as it looks.
It looks so comfortable.
It does.
Are you taking pictures so the audience can understand what we're talking
I'm
about?
taking so many photos.
We're going to need a hard drive.
Just for
Like-
pictures of pussy.
An 8 terabyte hard drive.
I have so many pussy pics now.
Is this episode just, hey, let's produce some quotes out of context?
Yeah.
Completely off topic, but there's a big alt market in town this weekend. I thought the two of you might like to know, because it seems like certainly the sort of thing Leaf might be into.
What kind of... Do you mean, like, just, like, music kind
Fashion.
of thing? Right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There is
Is
also
it-
going to be some adult things.
Oh, where's that then?
I
It's
think
not-
it's going to be in the old prison, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've heard they're making that more into a exhibition hall kind of thing.
Hopefully they're not doing exhibitionism there while we're there. That would be very awkward.
Why not?
Because as far as I'm aware, the whole venue isn't 18 plus.
Oh, I
and
see.
Well, maybe there's a special area that's 18 plus.
There definitely is, because...
Yeah.
I mean, in a old prison. Sounds like a pretty good place for it, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they hold fetish events there, I'm gonna go.
They've already got the handcuffs.
They've got the infrastructure there ready. They just need
The
to...
dungeon.
Yeah. Multiple little private cells that you can't see into.
And all I just can think now is that scene in Has Been Hotel.
Which one? There's many.
Where Angel takes them to consent.
Oh, yes.
The
That's a pretty
BDSM
good name
club.
for a sex club.
Yes. I thought it was called that. Not...
I
would
thought
be-
you meant the first time he took them to a sex club.
Ah,
The BDSM one.
yes.
Yes, the one where it's...
It's part of their tagline. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
there's no bonding like bondage.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
There's nothing...
There's no
yeah.
better form of bonding than bondage.
Yeah.
And they even make a comment like it's sexy saying yes. I think there's a comment, there's a line suggesting
You're
that.
separating them. There's one where they take him to the BSM club because he's
Oh, it's been a little while since I watched it.
messing with Vaggie, and then
Yes.
there's one where they go to a sex club called Consent.
Yes, which
of
is
course,
the
that's
part
one.
I was referencing.
Yes,
Consent is a good name for a sex club. Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Charlie goes up to heaven.
Yes,
Yes,
there you
that's
go.
it.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, brain was going, because
Brain was not loading.
Monday just got on wheels and I watched the first 3 episodes. So that's probably why I was remembering the first one more than the second one.
Yes, because you just watched it.
Yeah, my elbow went click. That wasn't as bad as the other day. My
No.
lordy, I clicked my elbow and it was like fucking hell.
Yeah.
It surprised
And then
me how
you
much.
think it's going to be like a click and then it's like
it
full
was
on
like
crack.
It
He
was,
was
a proper...
on voice with us at the
Yeah.
time, and I thought he'd like. It sounded like a table being dragged across the floor or something.
It was literally like dunk, and I was like, that was unnecessary. How dare you, elbow? And
Yeah, I was like, did you bump the table or something? No, that's what I asked you. I was
Yeah.
like, did you bump the table? I was
And
like,
I
no,
literally-
my elbow clicked. I was like, what is wrong with you?
I literally repeated
That is a
all-
very long list.
because I was
Anyone in this room.
Yeah, because I was using my gaming headset, so my microphone was literally the corner of my mouth. And
Yeah.
I clicked my right, so that's on the left hand side. I was clicking my right elbow, and I was doing
So
it
it was
away from
as
me.
far away
It
as
was a-
your elbow could be from
However far that is, half a meter, maybe a little more.
about half a meter.
Yeah, it was concerning to Leaf.
That's quite amusing.
Yeah, it was
Not
quite.
so much concerning because I'm used to.
Well, you're used to
You
me
do-
making weird and producing
I'm
funny
used to you.
sounds.
I'm used to you being concerning. Yes,
Yeah.
and I was just like, Jesus, that was loud.
Yeah.
I think you're used to most of the people in this group being concerning by now.
It's like when I say I'm gonna twitch,
You mean
don't.
everybody in the group being concerning?
Yeah.
Uh,
We all worry about each other.
Yeah, for the most part.
Do we? I mean, well, yeah.
To
but
different levels on the
at the
scale.
same time, it's like, yes, deeply concerning, but I'm so used to it now. It's normal. I don't know what non-concerning is anymore.
It's literally, it's like the thing with a young child. If they fall over and cry, you know they're fine. If they fall
Yes.
over and don't cry, be scared.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like how it is with us now.
Yes.
We're so used to all our weird quirks. If we don't do the normal thing after,
Yeah, if it's not like a ow.
if we literally just, if I click my elbow and go,
then
Then
it's
you'll
like,
be like-
oh, are you okay?
yeah,
But
rather than, don't, yeah.
yeah.
It's
Or
what makes it so fun when someone outside of our group joins us.
yes.
Or someone's like sitting with us, and then Gloop just like spasms his entire body, flings whatever he's holding across the thing, and the other person's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And the rest of us are like, "Oh, he's fine."
Yeah.
It does it all the time.
I do that so often.
That's just situation gloop.
Yeah.
I don't play up to it, but I kind of, there's a little bit in me that wants to,
I get what you mean.
but I can't force myself to do my spasms.
No.
At the same time, I don't want to do that.
Like,
No.
every time you do it, none of us react,
Yeah.
and then when another person is around,
Yeah.
you
that's
forget that
how
other people are supposed. You're typically supposed to react to that.
It was so weird the other day and I did that. I genuinely did it the other day and it was almost like motherly stuff came out of that person. Proper maternal, like, you okay? Do you need the chair? Do you need this? I'm like, what? I just twitched. What? It was literally like, okay, reaction was a lot.
Yeah, that's a
I'm not
little
used to that.
excessive.
Because my parents used me doing it, my siblings, you lot.
Yeah.
So my
Everyone
My
you
immediate
interact with on a
bubble.
regular basis is...
Yeah.
I remember when we went out for Kay's birthday with your friend.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
And
Yes.
you were like progressively getting bigger with your twitches.
Yes.
And eventually they were like, is it getting worse? And we were like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. But
But yeah, it would make sense because it was after a day of work for me.
Yes.
Back at the college, it was. I hadn't had the chance to sit down properly, and my back was kind of resettling and everything. And yeah, and I was sat next to them as well, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I might have elbowed. I
Just,
nearly grotted myself with the cable then.
don't do that.
I think I nearly elbowed them once or twice.
Possibly. I remember going for a good night of steak and wine with friends.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
That's
remember
alright.
specifics about muscle spasms.
I remember
Because
the
it's
fiasco.
normal.
I remember
Yeah,
the fiasco with the
exactly.
buses.
Huh?
I remember the fiasco with the bus.
Oh, that was hell.
What-
It
that-
wasn't at the time. In retrospect, it was very funny.
It was until we got back.
Oh
into
yeah,
town.
yeah. No, once we got
And
into
then
town, it
other
was
parameters
just
kicked in.
irritating, and I wanted to slap someone. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
they were
it's-
not close enough to be slapped.
It's unfair to talk about that.
Yes, that's why I'm leaving
Yeah,
it as vague as I
want
can.
to. I want to make comment, but
I'm
that's
just gonna
more when we're
say-
off mic.
every now and again, I remember that 3 out of 4 of us have severe mother issues. Or at least mother issues.
I'm trying to work out who the one that doesn't is.
I mean, do you have mother issues, Luke?
Not really.
Oh,
There you
okay.
Apart from the timing thing.
That's not really
No.
mother issues.
No.
That's just a frustrating thing to do with a
Yeah.
person.
Being
that's
slightly
more
annoyed
of-
with your mother is not
No,
mother issues.
No.
As you were saying that, I was thinking to myself, not like, don't be smug, because there's no reason to be smug about this.
Aha, my mother isn't shit and yours is.
My mother's not shit. She just...
I'm speaking of myself here.
Ah, that's fair enough. I do admit, I definitely have issues because of her. But, you know, she did her best.
Mine did not.
Yes, nor does Wheels's. But
Absolutely not, no.
Whereas my mum was...
your mum's pretty cool.
When we used to come home from school, it was open the door. Right, go on, see you later. We're giving you freedom, basically.
My mum did do that for a long time, and then...
I'm going to sneeze and twitch. Wow. That hurt.
That looked intense.
Ow, that was a proper headbang and I felt my brain move.
You practically contorted your whole body there.
Yeah. Are you okay, dude?
I needed a couple moments. Ow!
We were
Yeah.
talking about never being concerned when you do this and then you do that.
Yes,
okay.
but then he did something that wasn't the usual reaction afterwards.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
that's exactly
that's a
what we
perfect
said.
example.
Like, if they don't do the
Oh.
normal reaction afterwards, then we get concerned.
I was hoping to sneeze and twitch at separate times, but no.
No, both at once.
Oh.
That looked like it hurt.
God, that winded me.
The cat is still just happily napping. No concern.
I'm just slightly concerned about that I felt my brain move comment, because that could...
You know when you headbang, you feel your insides moving?
No, because if you're headbanging, you shouldn't feel your brain move.
I kind of know what you mean.
I have had that, like, feel the insides of my head move, but only on occasions where I have ended up with a concussion.
Yay!
Oh, speaking of,
I think I gave myself one the other day.
What?
I genuinely don't know if I did or not. When did I do it? Saturday or Sunday? No, Friday.
Okay.
So it's what? 5 days ago, near enough.
Yeah.
I lost my footing in the kitchen, overbalanced, and I hit my temple on the side of the fridge door.
Yeah, that'll probably do it.
But I didn't register I had hit myself.
Almost definitely a sign of a concussion.
It wasn't until I went back to my computer, looked at the screen, and within 3 seconds, like, oh, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
Then
yeah.
I went, what
That-
did I just do?
That's a concussion.
So basically turned my computer off, whacked on some like book or thing on my phone, and I just reorganised the bookcase I got in the new recording space that
Yeah.
I'm setting up. And I just reorganised. I literally got all my comics out. There's no need for me to do this.
Yes.
But I just got all my comic books out, spread them all over the floor. This is about, what, 70 or 80?
You organise your comics.
Yeah, and I was then regretting it because the next day I woke up and I felt my normal self again.
Yeah.
And they were still strewn across the floor, the ones I hadn't put on the shelf. And I was literally treading around them like a minefield. I was like, oh God, why did I do this?
Yeah.
And I jumped on a call with Leaf so we could edit one of our videos.
Yes.
And it was like, I explained it to them and they were like, are you okay? They genuinely asked me, are you okay?
Yeah.
Because I was like, you did not go see a doctor. You were just like, oh, I may have a head wound. Let me just reorganize my room. Don't be like Gloop, kids.
No, that is...
It's one of those things with me in the sense of if it persists more than 24 hours.
That rule
No,
does
but
not
this is
apply
how
to
I-
head things.
But there's to do with my back though.
Yes, I get that.
And it kind
but-
of, because it's like I bash my back and it hurts for a bit. It's like, okay, if it's still like this tomorrow, I'll get it checked.
I get that for your back,
Ah,
but
that-
head's different.
I know,
It's
but
the
I've had
side
this
effect of chronic pain
Yeah.
that people don't often talk about is that you tend to be very stupid.
I
Not
wouldn't
just,
say stupid, it's
I'd
just...
say not going to check your head wound after having a possible concussion is rather
Oh, I
stupid.
looked-
I
looked in
I
the
had
mirror.
chest pain every time I breathed in for 4 days before I went and got it checked out, so...
So, yes, as
so
I said,
I would say
chronic
it's...
pain does stupid things.
I wouldn't say it makes you stupid, it just kind of makes you less aware.
it
Yeah.
makes you do stupid actions.
Yeah.
Because I actually, when I
fair.
did register, I hit my head. I did look in the mirror to see if I had cut myself or anything. No. So I was like, okay.
That is not enough.
I
of a
wasn't
check.
feeling any pressure.
That
Like,
is
I wasn't feeling like it's swelling or nothing. So I just like, okay. So my normal thing of, I'll keep an eye on it for the next day. Then if it's still like this, I'll
Like,
ring 111.
I am well aware of the hypocrisy here, but I am
You know
so
when
upset
earlier
at
I
you for
said
this.
I'm not typically concerned about these guys? This is the point where I get concerned about these two. Oh, my chest has been killing me for 24 hours. Ah, it's fine, I'll go take a nap. Oh, I've banged my head. I'll just reorganise my room.
Hey, taking a nap fixes everything.
It does not.
It does. I am living proof of this. I am still alive.
You
Taking a
did
nap with a
eventually go
concussion.
to... Yeah, I was going to
Taking
say.
that with a concussion is not a good idea. I think that's kind of why I reorganized my comics.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't do anything else, I would have slept.
Yeah.
So at
that
least I
would
was
be-
smart enough to do that.
Yes, I will. I will give you that one.
At least I was smart enough not to do the absolute most dumbest thing.
No, the most dumbest thing would be to drink alcohol.
True.
Ow.
You're alright.
Yeah, just high pitched buzzing noise in my ear.
Like tinnitus-y tin or...
I don't know. I don't know what tinnitus sounds like.
I have tinnitus, but it comes in waves.
Yeah.
So it depends on...
Okay, I might have tinnitus because I do hear that noise randomly every now and again.
Tinnitus is persistent. It basically doesn't leave you. That's how it's explained.
This is why I've always thought I don't have tinnitus because it does die down.
For me, I can ignore it.
Yeah, sometimes I can, but then sometimes it'll suddenly do like that, where it'll just be really loud in my ear for a second.
Yeah.
I have the same thing, yeah.
If I'm surrounded by loud music, I then am it for a long time. Because I have got hearing damage from that. Because when my dad used to do school discos and things, so I had that from a very young age. And then myself going into live music.
I'm a metalhead, or
Yeah.
was a metalhead that liked live music and
So,
didn't
yeah.
believe in ear protection.
I did, but I didn't, in the sense of I knew standing close to a speaker would damage your hearing, but not smart enough. To be fair, I was like 10, 12.
Yeah.
But not smart enough to realise, even if you're at the back of the room, it could still damage you.
Yeah, I was smart enough to know it could damage my hearing if I stood near the speaker and not wise enough to care.
Whereas I stood behind the speakers with my dad and pressed buttons.
Yeah.
So I was still relatively close, but I was getting more the reflections than the impact.
I don't know if you've ever heard, I can't remember who said it, but there's a guy that turned around and went, when I was younger, I never thought I would live to be 30, and now I'm here and I don't know what to do about it. That was very much me as a teenager, and me now.
I don't have that mentality per se, but I kind of had that attitude in the sense of, I might not be here in 3 days' time, let's have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, not carefree, but
I'd say that's carefree.
Yeah.
it doesn't lead me to do silly things, is what I more mean. It's
That's carefree.
Yeah.
It's carefree.
There's a difference between carefree and a muppet.
Carefree and careless.
Yeah.
There we go.
I was careless.
Yeah.
You were carefree.
Oh, that looked good, that stretch, Solomon. I'm slightly envious.
He
of
does
you right
get the best stretches.
I wish I was a cat.
now. Yeah.
Same.
You just stretch and nap all day, and then you get to go nuts chasing a little bit of string.
Or
Yeah.
like a dust mote.
Yeah.
Although
Or
you
push
do
your
also
rope.
do things like jump headfirst into a wall on a fairly regular basis.
It's not necessarily a cat thing, I don't think. I think that's just a...
I don't know the amount of videos I see of it on
Okay, yeah,
TikTok and
point.
things.
Yeah.
Like, cats are just kind of dumb.
3 favourite things. Taking up space so you can't sit down or lie down on your bed or chair.
Yeah.
Knocking things over and looking at you like, what? And what was the third thing I was thinking?
Napping.
Yes.
Stabbing.
Being a door. Yes, it's stabbing. My hand is proof of that.
Your hand is proof of it.
Okay, fair enough. But I was only here for 1 day a week. And yet,
And yeah.
the amount of damage he's managed to do.
Yeah, he's quite efficient.
He
Yeah,
is.
when he came over to me, not Mark.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if that means he likes you or he doesn't.
It's hard to
He
tell.
was on his back holding my hand in his front paws and kicking me with his rear. So he was proper doing the kind of...
So he was trying to mark you.
Yeah.
You didn't see earlier, but he was going for my feet earlier. He was trying to bite and claw at them.
That does
Fortunately,
not
I'm wearing
surprise me.
shoes, so...
He does that to me too. It's very annoying.
He wanted to be, what do you call him, pedicurist.
I don't think it's that.
No, I think he's just a little shit.
Well, we're talking about him. He's just lying there.
Not even looking
not
at
having
us.
a face.
Yeah, he's completely facing
Yeah.
I think he is asleep.
Solomon? No, not even a reaction to his name. Solomon.
Just let him sleep, dude.
No, his ears not
I
even
know the
reacting.
temptation to bother cat. It is a human instinct.
It is.
And
But-
cat instinct, to be fair.
Yes. Cat instinct is I see things sleeping, I must change this.
Yeah.
You sit on your face.
Oh no, he does not sit on face. He jumps on face.
Ah,
I used to have a tortoise shell called Gizmo, and back years ago when we all stayed at mine for a bit, the head end of the bed was very close to the radiator.
Yeah.
So Gizmo, this is just brilliant, had their bum on the radiator and then their front paws on Wheels' head. So they were level, they were flat. So it was literally the front 2 paws were chin on, as you get with some cats that they do that,
Yeah.
on Wheels' forehead.
Aww.
Wheels claims it was their backside, but it wasn't. So yeah,
it was his
he
face.
woke up to a cat directly above him going, "Ah."
That's quite
Yeah.
amusing.
Sounds about right.
So kept their bum warm on the radiator.
And kept
They-
Wheels' face warm with their paws.
Yeah, so it was a mixture of radiator and body heat.
I have a feeling my dog Jessie would do that if she got into my room at night. She has had a habit of climbing on me,
Yeah.
directly on me as I'm sitting down, not just on my lap.
Just on you.
She tries to stand on my head, I think.
Oh dear.
She has done that a few times.
Must stand on highest point.
Yes.
I think
it's
I
like-
included a picture of that in an earlier video.
Yes, she's done it since then as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's become a habit.
my favourite one was the 2 photos you sent of like, Jessie, can you not lay on my bum?
Yeah,
This is not what I meant.
sent a photo of her where she was like sitting on my back legs. It's like, get off my bum. And then 2 minutes later, she like climbed upwards to my back, eventually had her claws in my neck. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Jessie,
I'm going to have
why?
to find that image and put it here, aren't I? Oh, watching the first 3 episodes of Has Been with Wheels was tricky. Because I was there and I was going, I want to mention one thing.
Oh, God.
When Baggy's like, all right, everybody, you do this, that, and the other. And I was like, all I wanted to say was that will make sense in a few episodes' time. And I was like, if I just do that, it will spoil the surprise. Because they'll be expecting it. They'll be
Yeah.
expecting the twist. But I just wanted to say that.
Yeah,
so
I
innocently.
think I know exactly which bit you're on about.
Episode 3.
Yeah. Before the second song of the episode, I think.
What were the songs in episode 3?
So you've
Respect
got...
yourself.
Were those...
no, Respectless and I'll Be Your Armour. That's not the name of the song, but it's...
Yeah.
And it's just before I'll Be Your Armour,
Yes.
if it's the bit I think you're
It's,
talking about.
What, the rooftop?
Yes.
Yeah. There's also at the start where it's like,
Everyone
here,
was-
Baggy, you run the trust exercise.
Oh, fair enough.
Everybody was at their peak on that scene, the rooftop
Mm.
scene.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so
That is
But
one of the
Attendantly begging to be
highlights.
thrown.
Oh.
Husk just sneaking away in the background.
Yeah.
Everybody was so goddamn funny.
Charlie just like, no.
Please.
Because for me, I just love Serpentious.
Same.
Tell me they are not a theatre kid in the real...
Oh,
when they were on
100% they would be
It's
a
like-
theatre kid.
Convince me otherwise, because
No,
not that
because
I
you're-
want to
No.
be.
The whole, sorry. He's
Yeah.
so
That's
dramatic. When he's like, oh, fainting, I don't just figure out.
Because every time I hear that song, it jumps straight to the top of my favourite list.
Oh,
And then I
that's
hear
true for a
others.
lot of the songs in.
And that's the problem, because I then hear another one, and then that jumps to the top.
It's more of the fact there's a couple that don't.
Oh, Welcome to Heaven. That
Welcome to
I'm not-
Heaven doesn't. Happy Day in Hell
I quite like it.
sometimes
I
it
liked
does.
the reprise.
Yeah, the reprise.
The reprise is good.
Yeah.
In the first episode, it was a nice introduction. I was like, okay, this is.
I
the
think
theme.
it's a brilliant song in context of the show,
Yes.
but it's not a great one to listen to just for the sake of listening to.
It's a typical musical theatre song.
Yes.
As in, the opening number is always meh,
Yes.
but the tune is sprinkled throughout.
The opening
Yes.
number's always, this is the premise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me tell you my motivations.
Yeah,
Here's
it-
what a rough clue as to the plot.
and then you hear the tune throughout with different words. And I think that's what makes the tune good, but not the song good.
Yeah, that's fair. I do very much like the tune. It's just,
Yeah.
and some of the moments in the song are amazing.
It's like, I got all this barbed wire to shove up his hole.
That was
I kind of
exactly
like
the
the barbed
moment.
wire that's shoved in my hole. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the background.
I don't like the barbed wire that's
No,
shoved in.
no, he said, I kind of like the barbed
There's-
wire
Oh.
shoved in my hole.
There's two parts. There's first one is the guy shoving up.
I've got a ton
Yeah.
of barbed wire
Right,
to
to
shove in his hole.
And then the
And
second
then
one-
the way he's like, I kind of like the barbed wire that's
Yeah.
shoved in my hole.
Yeah.
Good for him.
My favourite is always, I don't give a damn that his brain's got in my eye.
Yeah.
Just I was showing that clip, just that one clip out of context. People would be like, what the heck?
If you want to make someone have a what the heck moment, you show them the line of, I'll change their minds and touch my parts.
Yeah.
I can't tell
I
if he's
never-
saying putts or puss.
Parts.
Parts. I was
It's
wrong
rich.
in both.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's literally in a flash code.
Yeah. He's
No, I
basically...
know what he's implying. I just can't tell what he's calling it.
Oh,
Because
Because
parts.
to be fair, he was a slug, so maybe he said puss.
Yeah.
No, it's parts.
parts.
I've
Okay.
watched the sing-along lyric video.
I watched it with subtitles to be like,
I mean,
yeah.
so did I, but I've also watched the sing-along lyric
it's
videos.
The thing that stands out for me throughout that whole song is Charlie seems ignorant to everything going on around them.
Yes.
Right until one of the cannibals is eating an arm, and then it's like, ew, why? It's like,
Yeah.
you've just gone through 2 minutes of a song not paying attention and commenting.
She was born in hell. She's used,
Yes, I know.
she's
Yeah.
used to bodies littering.
Also,
before.
to be fair, she does comment. It's just not in a negative way.
Yeah, she does. She does
Yeah.
react to certain
Okay.
things. She just doesn't.
It
she
just seems like you
it's
go
just
through
like
a
a
lot
split
of the
second
song,
reaction,
yeah.
and then
It's
she's like,
like-
"Move on."
Yeah.
This place is pretty swell. If you don't mind the smell.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
she does make little
You know, and she sees
references
the guy
to.
about to shove barbed wire. She's like, and then
Yeah.
she moves on real
I
quick.
see.
Yeah, that one's more of a visual thing.
Yeah.
But,
That's kind of more what I was meaning visually, and like,
or when
She's
she
seeing
looks
what's
in the
around.
window and sees.
Oh yes.
There is definitely visible
I
reaction
think
to
that's
that.
a good display of her characterization. Actually.
Yes.
She is aware.
yeah.
If you know, she's not naive. She is aware that it's happening, but she's like, "Let me see. Let me try and."
I would say she is naive, but it's definitely through choice.
Delusional is the easiest way I can explain it. From the outside looking in, not really knowing much about her, from first
impression makes
yeah.
you
Yeah,
seem
this
delusional.
is sort of what I
But-
meant by naive by choice.
Yeah.
If you weren't aware of how much of she is aware of it, it would seem like delusional.
I know what you're trying to say, but I
They're-
don't know if naive by choice is the
Yeah.
right.
They're a
term
realistic
for it.
optimist.
I wouldn't
They're
say realistic is the right word there.
She knows that hell is shit and people are bad. That's
Yes.
kind of the whole point of what she's trying to do. She's
She's
just
optimistic
trying.
about changing it.
She's
Yeah.
optimistic to a fault.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can be too confident.
Yes. I wouldn't say she's too confident. She's definitely on the verge of a nervous breakdown because she thinks
yeah,
she's going to
confident.
fail at every moment in that show.
But they just keep on going.
She has tremendous resolve.
She is a real trooper.
I kind of aspire to be like that somewhat.
So do I.
Because I am a very good at, right, well, that was crap, let's carry on. But there's a day or three.
Well, we fucked that up. Let's see what else we can do that's different.
Yeah. But there's usually a day or two where I'm kind of going, what do I do?
I kind of pendulum from one extreme of coping with failure to the other. So I'm either like, oh, well, that happened, let's move on. Or I'm like, I am crushed by this defeat and I will not move for 3 days.
Yes.
There is no in between. It's wonderful.
I grew up with the most pessimistic people in the goddamn world. So I kind of...
You didn't grow up with me.
Fine, the second most pessimistic people in the goddamn world then. So I don't overcompensate, but I refuse to be like that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't...
I was joking. I'm not actually.
I know you're not. I know you're not because I've met them. In terms of people I know, you're not that high as a pessimist.
No, I'm definitely a nihilist, but that's a whole separate issue.
Yeah.
If we were to kind of rank us, so to speak, I'd say Wheels is the most pessimistic.
Oh,
Wheels
God, yeah.
is one of the most pessimistic
And I'm the most...
in terms of who I know.
And I'm probably one of the most optimistic.
Yeah.
I think I'm
certainly
up there.
in our
let's
group.
Yeah. I would
I
not
think
have
I'm
a clue where to
probably-
rank you both.
I'd say optimist realist for me, I think. Because
Yeah.
I know, like, oh, this could go wrong, this could fuck up. But, I mean,
You're
If-
open
if
to...
we don't try it, then nothing's
Yes.
going to happen at all. It could go right.
And
Yeah.
I am pretty much the same.
Yeah. If it fucks up, I'd just be like, oh well. I know so many people who linger, and I'm like, I don't want to linger on it. It's like, you know, fuck ups happen.
Oh,
Let's move on.
I will linger, but I'll do that on my own when it's not going to impact anyone else. Because I know that it's pointless, and I know all I'm doing is upsetting myself.
Of course, you've heard me bitch and moan about it. But
Oh,
then
yeah,
I'm like,
definitely.
We're all allowed to bitch and moan. How else
But
are we
then I'm
going
like,
to
you
stay
know-
healthy mentally?
this was annoying. What else can we do?
Yeah.
Especially lately, because we've had a lot of fuck ups, and then we're like, oh, we found a positive to the fuck up.
Yeah, that's kind of how I like to work. It's like,
Yeah.
try it. It's like how I discovered the new filter I use. Because we were trying to figure out why we were having this really weird audio issue. And then suddenly I was like, oh, what is this? But ooh. So from that fuck up, something good
Well,
came.
that wasn't even necessarily fuck up. You were just fucking around with various
Yeah,
filters.
but I was trying to
a
fix
thing
the
has
problem.
gone wrong.
I think
Oh,
I got
yeah.
Thing
wrong.
going wrong led to good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing going wrong led to fucking around, led to good thing. So.
That's usually how it goes for us.
Because for me, if I can press buttons to just fiddle with things,
Then it might
It's like-
be fixable.
it's like, I know this button will do a church hall choir reverb. I know it will. I'll still press the button to hear how awful it is.
Yes. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
And that's how I
It's-
work, and I just do that with every single setting.
I know we've talked about this on here before, but it's the whole, ooh, it tastes like poison. Really?
I don't know if you did actually. You've referenced it, but you didn't explain.
Oh, it's just that, like, compulsion to do the thing. Even if you...
Yeah, Kay's friend was eating something and said, oh, this tastes like poison, so Kay immediately tasted it.
yeah.
And that's kind of what this group likes to do.
Is that intrusive or impulsive thoughts?
No, it's
That's
just
impulsive.
It's impulsive action.
Ah.
We often are like, oh, this was a horrible experience. Hey guys, do you want to try it? It was awful.
Or in my case, that was disturbing. Let me put it in the group chat.
Yes, yes.
The whole thing is like earlier we said, I'm suffering, so must you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
in my
it's like-
head, I am suffering, so must you.
Me and
we
Gloop
are
often
all-
wander in charity shops when we're bored. And there's so many clothes there that just have the most awful sensation.
That's why they're in charity shops.
Yeah, it's so painful. And whenever one of us finds one, we're like, oh, this feels awful.
And
Come feel.
immediately-
You
Yeah,
have to. Because you're like, it can't be as bad as you're making it out to
And
be.
then it's like, oh wait,
and
it
then you
is.
touch it,
And
and
then
it's like, no, it's
oh.
worse.
It's kind of like, it's not a game, but it's kind of like, if we don't do that, it's not complete. The trick
Yeah.
is not complete.
Well, that's it, folks. The Maniacs have been put back in their cell for another fortnight when we release the next episode. episodes will also be put on YouTube a week after the release on Spotify, just in case you want a repeat of this madness, for whatever reason. We also have other projects in the works too, so keep an eye out for those, and I'll let you know. Also, thank you to Wintergatan for giving us rights to use their song. You can find the links to those as well as our email in the description. And, hey, thank you to you for indulging these lunatics. We really do appreciate it.